October 16, 2023, Daily Bread. Passage Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 1 through 19, key verse 5. Title, God Calls Jeremiah. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, one of the priests of Anathoth in the territory of Benjamin. The word of the Lord came to him in the 13th year of the reign of Josiah, son of Amon, king of Judah, and through the reign of Jehoiakim, son of Josiah, king of Judah, down to the 5th month of the 11th month, year of Zedekiah, son of Josiah, king of Judah, when the people of Jerusalem went into exile, the word of the Lord came to him, saying, Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Alas, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am too young. But the Lord said to me, Do not say, I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to, and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched my mouth and said to me, I have put my words in your mouth. See, today I appoint you over nations and kingdoms to uproot, to tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant. The word of the Lord came to me. What do you see, Jeremiah? I see the branch of an almond tree. I replied. The Lord said to me, You have seen correctly, for I am watching to see that my word is fulfilled. The word of the Lord came to me again. What do you see? I see a pot that is boiling. I answered. It is tilting toward us from the north. The Lord said to me, From the north, disaster will be poured out on all who live in the land. I am about to summon all the people of the northern kingdoms, declares the Lord. Their kings will come and set up their thrones in the entrance of the gates of Jerusalem. They will come against all her surrounding walls and against all the towns of Judah. I will pronounce my judgments on my people because of their wickedness in forsaking me, in burning incense to other gods, and in worshiping what their hands have made. Get yourself ready. Stand up and say to them whatever I command you. Do not be terrified by them, or I will terrify you before them. Today I have made you a fortified city, an iron pillar and a bronze wall to stand against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, its officials, its priests, and the people of the land. They will fight against you, but will not overcome you, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. Daily Bread Message. Introduction to Jeremiah. Jeremiah served Jerusalem and Judah as a prophet for 40 years before, during, and after the fall of the nation. His message was directed mainly toward the people of Judah, the remaining southern kingdom, after the fall of the northern kingdom of Israel. Jeremiah was born into a family of priests and called to deliver the words of God to his people at a young age. He was a contemporary of Zephaniah, Habakkuk, Daniel, and Ezekiel. His prophetic ministry consisted of 3 phases. 1. Pre-exile with Judah was under the threat of Assyria and Egypt. 2. Babylonian threat, siege and destruction of Jerusalem. 3. Staying in Jerusalem with the survivors, and then exile to Egypt. The book of Jeremiah consists of prophecies on the judgment of Judah, the judgment of the Gentiles, and supplemental narratives of history not written by Jeremiah at the end. Facing the judgment of God, Jeremiah encouraged his people to repent and remained faithful. His message was unpopular in his time, and he was hated and persecuted throughout his ministry. However, he delivered the message of the Lord with courage and boldness. He is known as the weeping prophet, not because he cried for his own pain, but because he deeply cared about the people of Judah and shared the shepherd's heart of God. He deeply understood the weight of his prophecy and wept for the people and God. Even though his desperate appeal to his people was rejected and ignored, he continued guiding the people with the truth. Jeremiah was born in a Levite family of priests. While he was still young, God called him to deliver his word to his people. The young man was reluctant to receive the calling. He felt inadequate. However, God knew him before his birth, and he would guide him to say the right words. The message he was to bring to God's people was of punishment and destruction, yet with the hope of a future in the Lord. It was a difficult task for Jeremiah, since the people had been proud and stubborn in disobeying God's will for generations. Nevertheless, God assures him not to be terrified. As God made him like a fortified city, no man will overcome him with their strength, for God will stand with him and rescue him from any man's fight. Are you reluctant to answer God's calling? Do you feel weak in this world which seems too strong and stubborn? Knowing all your weaknesses, our God is calling you to participate in his work. Accept his calling and receive his vision. He will guide you where to go and what to do. Prayer. Father, I am weak and sinful, yet I find comfort in realizing that you know me. You know how I can be useful to you as you have formed me. Help me to have the courage to accept your calling and let you guide my life for your glory. One word, the Lord's calling.